After having just told a story where Miss Blakesley came in and relayed such a nice compliment from the girls that she taught, we'll go to the other side of the fence. When we moved up there, when I was principal of the junior high that first year, Roy, of course, was a student in the last year of the junior high, so he was in Evergreen Junior High 1 year. Well, he's now, the next year, a member of the high school student body, and the high school scheduled a back-to-school night. Pretty common practice in a lot of schools, and it's one I heartily approve of and have used as an administrator and have attended many times as a parent. The parents are invited to come, and they're given a class schedule, a class that shows the schedule of the day for their students, what they have the first hour, the second hour, the third hour, and so forth. And then they have a timing arrangement. If they got those fancy clocks, they set the clock where the bells will ring. And Evergreen High had that kind of an arrangement, if I remember right. And you spent, 8, 10, 12 minutes per class, and then the bell would ring, you had a 2-minute passing period or something, and then you were in the next hour, and so on. Well, Don and I went, and we're glad to go. Wouldn't have missed it for anything. We wanted to beat the teachers that our son had. We'd already met a few, but certainly not all. Well, I don't remember. Second, third hour of his day, somewhere along in there, he had English. The preceding little orientations that the teachers had given have been nice. Expected more of the same. Wasn't what happened. By George, that lady was unhappy with the way her students were doing, and she knew who was at fault. It was that who or what was at fault. It was that junior high. They just don't teach English right down in the junior high. They just about don't teach any English, is what she was basically saying. Well, of course, I knew that wasn't true, but I didn't think that was the place or time to say so. And besides, she'd been over there for years, I think, when it was a combined junior-senior high, and I suspicion maybe it had a hand in teaching some of these kids when they were 7th and 8th graders. I don't know. She went on and on. Man. And she seemed, I was on the defensive. It was almost like she was preaching directly to me. And pretty soon you get the feeling that she's criticizing your son. Not a good feeling. So, man, I was about like a punchy boxer that's trying to hang on, not go down for the count in the round. I'm listening for that bell to ring so this tirade can stop, or at least I can leave gracefully. Well, Roy wasn't a great student. He wasn't extremely motivated to make A's and B's. He got out of that high school, and I think I've told you somewhere else, under Dick Lee, the principal's tutelage, became a sailor, had his boot camp between the junior and senior year, and now he's off in the Navy and doing well in the intelligence branch, in a communications part of the operation, and doing very well. Moved up in rank. His chief tried to get him to sign over at the end of his tour, and indicated he would help him see if he could move clear up to be one of the chiefs like the chief was. So he's very successful. Little temptation to go to Mrs. Nolan. Oops, sorry about that. And say, evidently you guys really did do a great job of teaching English to those poor students we sent to you from the junior high, because my son's had a lot of success in a field where the use of the English language, particularly the written English language, very critical. But of course it didn't. But it does help you to understand how you can have extreme criticism of a school, even from within the professional ranks, whether it's really deserved or not. And I can tell you right now that the English teachers we had at the junior high, on an objective rating of an outside professional, would probably have been, they'd have been rated in the same same scale area as a group, compared, I think, very favorably with the ones at the high school. Probably the high school ones would have ranked a little higher. I think they might have been hired as being stronger teachers by Dr. Romine originally. Don't know. But I do know we had good English teachers, and they worked hard at teaching our students. And I hope I didn't go back later to Mrs. Ann's class. Don't think our daughter had her. But I hope that later she had a higher opinion of how English was taught at Evergreen Junior High School.